Hello and welcome to JT Guitar. So Neural DSP have just released their new plugin, the Fortin Cali Suite, and I thought I'd download the free trial and see what it's like. This isn't sponsored, I have nothing to do with Neural DSP, so, and I don't really know a lot about the plugin, so this is just a first impressions, having a go, and I thought you might be interested in that too. So let's get on with it. Let's see what this thing's like. But anyway, so we open it up, it's all on default settings, and this is what it sounds like. That's very shrill and very dry. Obviously, this plugin's aimed at playing metal. I like metal, but we'll get there. Let's work up to it. So we've got three sections. The first section we've got here is the pedals. So if we switch over to the pedals, we've got this is the Zool, which I'm pretty sure is a noise gate. Then we've got hex drive, which is an overdrive, and the grind, which is a boost. And I think it's either the grind or the hex drive, I was saying somewhere on the screen, is designed to also really give you more articulation with your playing. But anyway, I'm going to turn the hex drive off and I'm going to go to the clean channel. And I thought we could let's go back to the amp and just see what the clean amp sounds like. That's quite nice. Let's see how that sounds with a single coil. I can't complain, that clean sounds quite nice. But right, for now, let's try, if I go back to humbucker, and I try this bright switch. Okay, so when you click on the bright switch, it doesn't do anything. You actually have to click and drag. Let's try the same riff again. With the bright switch, without. I might prefer that without the bright switch. Let's try without the bright switch on the bridge pickup. That's pretty nice too. I imagine if we put the bright switch on now, it might be too bright. Yeah, a little bit jangly, but so I'll keep that off there. I'll stay on the bridge pickup for now. We've got thump, and that's got 3 modes. So this is boosting the low end, sounds like. I think I like how it was before. This I'm going to ignore, and I'm sorry I can't read it. Obviously I could look it up, but I'm just trying to do a quick video. So I will say on the screen what that switch does, but it's really annoying that even on large I can't read what that is because the font is so tiny. So that's probably enough of the clean. Let's go to the crunch, or OD2. It's a very kind of British. I think this is the one that I did read. This is based on like a British overdrive. It looks like a kind of a Marshall Plexi as well, but with Fortin. So maybe this is kind of for you doing your. So that's quite good, like kind of low gain sound. I imagine if we go back to the pedal section, I turn this on, the hex drive. Oh, I did nothing. Oh yeah, it did. It lifted the gain a little bit. Now, do you know I tell you what's bothering me more than anything right now? Like, I'm one of those players, I can't play without reverb. And obviously there are loads of reverb plugins, and I guess, is there a room? There's distance. So you can adjust the distance for the microphones, and that would presumably give you a bit more. Maybe less of a dry sound. Let me just try that. Oh no, that's distance from the center of the cone. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted room. Let me set that back to default. Oh, I can't. So you can set the level, you can set the pan, and you can set the distance, the position. So, but you can't give it any more room. So obviously if you're gonna struggle with this dry sound, you'll have to use another reverb plugin to get any kind of spring or room emulation. But I quite like that crunch tone. It might sound in isolation very shrill or harsh, but in reality that's what works when you're like recording a song, because the bass is going to just take up all the low end. So the guitars have to be that kind of jangly, bright sound. Like if I did, I don't know, something like this. That sort of sound. It sounds a little harsh on its own, but in a mix, that would work. So I think this plugin is really designed to be in a mix. Let's go over to the high gain amp now. So that's a huge leap. That's a lot more gainy. And actually, if we come back to this thump, I think it says, switch, I think it could do with a bit more. Yeah, I like that thump in the middle. I think the gate's a bit high because I'm losing. I can feel myself losing some playing, like harmonics. It's really eating my harmonics. So it looks like there's two gates as well, because there's a gate up here and then this one. If I turn this one off, I think what you can hear, can you hear there the gate closing quite slowly? That's the kind of, but if I put the Zool back on, oops daisy, there we go. Jesus, that's not very metal, is it? Oops daisy. It's because I'm a guitar teacher, so I have to say oops daisy all the time. But that's a much faster gate. You hear that? So that's what that's about. So that makes sense, but I'm still going to dial it back a little bit because there you go. See now, so that's my first tip. Dial back the Zool a little bit so you can retain your harmonics. Hex drive, that automatically turned on when I switched over. I think whatever the hex drive's doing, I don't like it. Let me. I don't know, I quite like that. It's thickening up the low end a little bit. What does the grind? Let me turn that off. Put the grind on. Maybe a bit of top end sizzle. Oh, cut out. I think the plugin struggled with that for some reason. Or my computer, it might not be the plugin, it might be my computer. But it's a Dell XPS, so it should be able to handle some plugins. I don't know what that squeal was then. But yeah, okay, I'm going to turn the hex drive off. I'm going to keep the Zool on. I'm going back to the amp and I'm going to mess with this. So we've got two gains here. Gain 1 is really high, gain 2 is not very high. Let me try dialing these back a little bit. I'm going to put them both on 12 o'clock. Prefer that already. Bass. Now if this was like a Marshall, like a driven Marshall, you'd actually put everything on full. And now go. And all right, let's try putting both gains on full as well. See how let's give that. Favorite sound. Favorite sound so far by far. It's getting quite woolly and woofy at the bottom end now though, so let me turn that flub, or whatever it is, off again. That's what I've been looking for. That's the sound. Let me try a riff. Okay, that's all right. This, yeah, so I like this, the heaviness of this. It's quite thick, it's quite meaty. Let me get a bit heavier. I'm going to go into drop. Sorry if that's not perfectly in tune. Let's go for it. That's pretty chunky. I like that. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that sound. So the clean sound was quite nice. I'm not terribly sold on the second amp, but I haven't actually explored that in much depth. And there's still something throwing me up about the noise gate. Maybe it's because I'm not used to playing with the noise gate. Maybe it's because I'm a rubbish guitarist. Could be that. I'm gonna drop D still. Let me try this without the noise gate. Yeah, the horrible thing is that slow noise. So it sounds better without the gate when you're playing, but then as soon as you stop, yeah, it does that horrible cutting off thing. Unless I turn the other gate off and we just deal with the hiss. Let's try that. Ooh. horrible. Oh God, all right, so it's around 80. Can I type in 80? Yes, that's good. So it was set in a really good place. Can't complain about that. So my only complaint is that you have to have the 2 gates. What's the most like? That's a bit softer. So if I put the gate at about, what is that, 9 o'clock? I like that. Let's try grind. What does that do if I put it on? Right, now it's kind of adding up. So that's a big difference. You hear that? That cuts off a whole load of low end. That's night and day. How does that work? Ooh. So that, I mean, it adds a whole ton of brightness, but I guess it adds cut. That would definitely cut through a mix better, but I prefer the sound without it, but that might be the wrong thing to do. So let's just stick with this sound, which is the heavy overdriven amp. Yeah, I like that sound. That is a good, fun sound. And let's go to the cabinet now and see what we've got here. It's so dry sounding. I probably, if I was going to use this again, I'd want to turn off the cabs and use it with the Wall of Sound plugin by 2 Notes to get some more room and some more, although there's plenty of my options, there are more with Wall of Sound. So I'm just going to see, can I turn it off? Yes, I can. And then will it sound awful now? Which it should, if it's going to work. Yeah, great. It sounds horrible. All right, so just for a quick test. Oh no, that's too deep. That's too deep. That's too honky. That's too shrill. Okay, well, I guess I'll stick with the original. But the point is there's room. I can hear the room in that, and I can actually move the microphone further away. You might not be able to hear that on the microphone, but there's kind of almost echo trails where you're getting reflections from the room, and I really like that, because if you're practicing or recording, it makes you feel like you're in a real space. Make this contour modern, because it's for metal. Oh! My own riff. My own riff I can't play. Let's try that again. That's nice. That's nice. So yeah, there you go. That was my first impressions of the Fortin Cali Suite by Neural DSP. Love the fully cranked channel 3 sound. That sounds awesome. Very, very usable. I do like the noise gate thing. I probably need to do a bit more tweaking and figuring out of that. Cab sounds good, but my main issue is the dryness, that I just would love a bit of room, a bit of air in the sound, and I think the best way to do that might be to use the Torpedo Wall of Sound plugin. And I think that's about it really. Or just use any reverb plugin, will do the same thing. But yeah, pretty impressive sounding, nice user interface. Only criticism really is the not mad on amp 2 and the scalable thing. But everyone, like nearly all of them have this problem. I just wish they'd scale more gradually or have more than large, medium or small. Yeah, but that's a pretty all-round plugin gripe. I hope you found that helpful. You get a free trial, so download it, have a go yourself, don't listen to me. You might hate my guitar playing on my face, and you know, it might be useless to you. But if you have enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe. I've been JT, and I'll see you next time. Take care.